is Natalie Breka, and I'm a Suzuki violin and viola instructor, as well as mom to 2 Suzuki kids. And today I am going to have a little chat with you about note-taking in lessons as a parent or as a practice partner for your child. The first thing I would say is consider where you're set up in the space. If your child is in front of a computer looking at their teacher or in front of their teacher, set yourself up where you can see what's going on, but that you're not necessarily directly in your child's eye line. You want your child to have this time to connect to their teacher. This is their time each week where they get to be with this person. So when your face is in the mix, they are looking to us because they love us. They're looking to us to see how we're doing because our face reads, most of the time, our approval or disapproval of their actions. If we can get that out of the room as much as possible, that's really good. So I try to sit behind my child so that they don't actually see my face when I'm taking notes. And I also try to keep my body still so that I'm not making lots of faces. If a wrong note or something comes by, I'm not there to judge. I am there to take notes. So I try and keep my emotions out of the room. That's my second tip. Now, for actual tips for the writing of the notes, I would say here's some universal truths that go with any sort of note-taking. Listen for keywords. If you hear the teacher repeating themselves in the way that they are asking students to either kind of go through the lesson, say that the ritual of the lesson is the same, where each lesson starts with a bow, then there's scales, then there's this, then there's this. Maybe that's how you take your notes, is in that order. Or you hear the teacher saying the same thing over and over, and they're talking about the bunny hand or the magic X. Write those words down and put quotes around them if there are things that were working really specifically well between the teacher and the student in the lesson, like those exact words. For example, if your teacher is saying, wait, ready, go, and then your child plays, at home, you should also say, wait, ready, go. Because if at home you say 1, 2, ready, play, that's different enough that it might be like, but is that right? Or it's just enough that it doesn't need to make it any harder. So if it's working in the lesson, write it in quotes and use it. That works really well for me. Also listen for notes like if the teacher mentions quantity. If they say something like, I want you to do 10 repetitions of that a day, that's definitely something you need to write down. What are they looking for, though, during those repetitions? That's the key part of the lesson. And usually a teacher is going to give some sort of physical assignment each week that most likely will be related to the body positioning of yourself when you're playing your instrument. And then there might be another goal that is more musically involved about your piece or specifically about your piece. But we're listening for those things. Are we working on watching our instrument? Is the teacher constantly asking about looking at the fingers or about making sure our finger pattern is red or blue? Those kind of things, those are what we need to kind of make note of. And one way to do that, if you're not sure what to write down, is use your phone. Take video, take photos. If your child is set up and the teacher says, exactly, that's just right, it's okay to say, could I grab a picture real quick? Grab a picture. That is so helpful. Another thing that I would say, and maybe my last thing that I would say that I like to have in the lessons is my own copy of the music. As a parent, if I hear the teacher say in measure 7, don't forget the low second finger, it's nice for my own self to be able to look at measure 7 and say, oh, I think I see what they're talking about. And then I'm able to communicate that easier with my child at home. Say, oh, remember measure 7? Yeah, that low second finger, let's take a look at that again. So having your own copy of the music that is with you can really be empowering and feel good. My last bit is ask questions when appropriate. If the student and the teacher are really in the moment and they're working well, that might not be the moment. But at the end of the lesson, or when there's a small lull or they're transitioning from one thing to the next, you could say, could I get a bit of clarification on how to do this, that's the perfect time. Or would you mind if I make a quick video to practice with before we move on? That is the perfect time for that. And when in doubt, when you're at home, if you're not sure what you wrote in your notes, if you're not sure what the assignment was, wait until next time. Don't just make something up and try and make it work. Just wait. Text the teacher, that's okay, but you don't even need to do that. Just say to the teacher next time, I didn't understand what I was supposed to do, so we didn't do that one. We did everything else. And that's okay, because it's better to just pause on something that you're not sure of than to allow your child to kind of learn it and maybe learn it incorrectly. So when in doubt, just wait. It's all right. It'll all get out eventually. Those are my tips for taking some quality notes in lessons. I wish you luck, and I'd love to hear some feedback if you have any other great ideas or tips of your own. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful week.